Welcome back to Momentous Struggle. This week, Aubrey and I are going to talk some games we played, and some mistakes Aubrey's been making for weeks, and some games we've played, and stuff like that. So,
thanks, Todd.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm always here to talk about the mistakes you make and how you screw up at life sometimes. So that's fine. I mean, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
We'd be here all day. Like what? No, I don't have time. I don't have time for that, Todd. No.
Ain't nobody got time for that, Aubrey. But yeah, no, it's I guess we've been playing. I've been playing a lot of games. I mean, granted, I will say this. I'll get. The new update to since our episode last came out and since we last recorded, the update to MCP hit, and it was intense. So I mean, they were talking about it in Rogue Support's Discord and everybody's Discord. So that definitely has occupied the AMG space quite a bit with all of it, with that big update. Like over 200 cards at least were touched in some way. Not all of them were like big updates, but like health of models changed, the layout of cards changed, some cards got a major rework. So it was pretty wild. They ran a tournament at Gamers Guild for MCP yesterday and had 17 players that actually showed up and played. So it was pretty wild, man.
Wait, the MCP players showed up on time for an event?
Well, they start their events like significantly later though. Like the event didn't start until 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. So it's like, and it was a 4-round event. So it's like the event didn't even get done until like 8 o'clock at night.
Wait, this was an option all this time? I could sleep in? Why am I helping you run events?
I'm not gonna be doing an 8 o'clock, finishing a tournament at 8 o'clock at night. Are you kidding me? No. But yeah, that was good times.
I mean, it sounds cool that they like, I like that they did a bunch of small touches, because I was talking to Izzy about it a little bit when we were very briefly at Gamers Guild trying to get tables, and then had Dane's brother had to invite us over to his house so that we could actually get our games in. That's how busy it was. But anyway, I digress. Izzy was saying that a lot of it was just like tweaking numbers to make a lot of like the more casual models, like the less competitive stuff, actually be a little closer to a better baseline. Is that summarize it pretty well?
Yes, they did that. I mean, there was some characters, like one of the characters that in the affiliation I play got reworked, and I played her in the tournament yesterday, and she was a menace. Like, just killing things like crazy. Oh yeah, no, I mean, granted, I'll be interested to see what happens with that character. It's Angela she's an Asgardian, but I basically can almost get, like, if I play like a certain play line, I can get her almost all the way into the opponents like almost on their deployment, and bring She-Hulk with me. And then She-Hulk is like hasn't even activated, but is on the other side of the board, the opponent's side of the board. So I was like attacking stuff in my opponent's. Yeah, I was attacking stuff in my opponent's deployment area with She-Hulk at the beginning of the game, and that was gross. And I really liked it though, because A-Force was horrible before this. So
oh, that's right. He said the casual players were getting bumps to their stuff. No wonder. No wonder your stuff is better now.
Yep. Yeah. So it's funny, but yeah, I went 3-1 in the tournament and had a good time playing. But yeah,
nice.
It's interesting seeing that there's a lot of. I mean, it's kind of like it's nice seeing like the update that we had in May, that coming to another game and them seeing that. So it was nice to see that kind of the excitement of the changes to the game for sure.
Yeah. Talking about other games, I did finally get my second to last campaign game in Trench Crusade done. Yeah. Oh my word, that was a slog of a game. So like a Trench Crusade game, if you're playing at a quick pace and you're not like chatting or talking to anybody, like you can get it knocked out in about the same time as a game of Shatterpoint. This game took almost 4 hours because our dice just kept saying no, because it's like a a succeed or fail system, right? At the end of the day, you can do stuff to affect the dice and get a bigger dice pool, but at the end of the day, you got to roll higher than 7. And our dice were just like, no, 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 because you don't get to roll for damage until you succeed the hit, right?
Right.
And so, like, and then I ultimately lost that one because I started like, again, talking about strategic things, use the resources that you have available to you. In that game, you instead of taking damage, you take these blood markers, and then you can use them to generate a much bigger dice pool if you let them build up. Or you can just use them to add dice to an attack here or there. Like, you can use them one at a time, or use them all all at once on a bigger attack. And I was trying to take the scenario we were in was kill the leaders. So, like, kind of like how Never Tell Me the Odds has the, you're looking for a wound from a certain model. This is the reverse of that. You're trying to wound that type of model. And I just kept throwing attack after attack after attack. Like, I actually took down most of my targets, but his leader would not go down. And I was getting stuck in my head because I just started spending dice on, like, extra dice on every attack because I was like, I can't hit him. Why can't what is happening here? And when we got to the end, and I think it was just because of how long the game was, but my opponent, he played Shatterpoint with us back in the day. He was playing Mandos. Oh God, now I'm blanking on his Discord name.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him play a lot of stuff.
Superior Diaz.
Yeah, but he's played because he used to play Armada and stuff like that too. He's still pretty active in the Armada community.
Yeah. He told me at the end, he was like, Aubrey, you needed to save up the dice, like this was starting to hurt, like, and I was like, I guess I was starting to see red because of the number of times the dice were failed. Because, like, again, it wasn't just me. He kept having entire activations because they have this risky success thing where if you fail the activation, the game ends. So I mean, not game, the activation ends, and he just kept failing those. So, like, a whole activation would go by where nothing happened, and it didn't help. Like, he and I were both, like, kind of shaky on some of the rules, so we were stopping and looking up things too. I mean, this is still only like my sixth or seventh game total, and he was pretty new.
6 or 7?
No, Todd. No, it's just a number. It doesn't even mean anything. Yeah. So that was an experience. So a game that should have been much shorter went way longer, and I'm still tired about it.
It was interesting watching you guys play. I mean, it was like I almost got turned off from the game simply seeing all of the pieces of paper and all of the rules that you guys had spread across the entire table. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look fun to me.
That's just your shadow. So I know it looks like a lot of paper, but it's just you basically have to print out your Shatterpoint cards every round. Is what it is. So, like, because each unit gets different equipment and different abilities as you progress the campaign. So, I mean, if you were just playing one-off games, you wouldn't need as much stuff. But, like, you have to keep track of their injuries and their new skills, and so it's like if your Shatterpoint card changed every round. Like, like the ability part of it. The dice usually don't change until you change equipment, and you usually know that you're adding a better piece of equipment or you're changing something, so you know your dice pool. Like, I actually only consult it because this is the part that drives me crazy is a couple of abilities or equipment, they don't actually change your dice pool for some reason, and I don't know if this is just a bug in the app or something, but, like, for example, the faction I have has alchemical ammunition, and it gives them +1 dice. And every other ability that when it gives you +1 dice, it changes the number at the top of the character so that you know. But does alchemical ammunition do that? No. Why? I don't know, Todd. So I have to constantly remember, okay, this model has alchemical ammunition. This model has alchemical ammunition. I need +1 dice. I need +1 dice.
And Aubrey remembering
Grumble,
things in
grumble.
the middle of a game is not going to always go well for him, as we will find out based off of certain ways that you've been playing Ahsoka, according to Chris Sampson.
Listen, Todd. Listen. Are we gonna just talk about that now? Are we just talking about this now, or do we want to talk
Yeah,
about our games first?
well, you know what? I mean, that was a game that we played. We put the battle report up our YouTube, I should say. So it's there for everyone to see Aubrey's mistake. So like you can ridicule him and make fun of him all you want, and apparently people are already doing that. And I appreciate Chris Sampson being able to be the first one to make sure that that was taking place. So.
Ridicule me all you want. You know what? I'm good at a lot of things. I'm a good librarian. I'm good at reading books, and I'm great at forgetting things. Remind me, Todd. Were we recording this morning?
We weren't supposed to record this morning, no, because I had plans that kind of fell through, so it worked out that we could record anyway. But yeah, you're really good at being forgetful. That's why you have people around you that can remember, and that's why you have a calendar on your phone that is filled to the brim with things that remind you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so on that list, fantastic world-renowned Shatterpoint player.
Yes,
Remind me,
absolutely.
was that on the list?
That I think
What?
that was on the list.
No. That didn't even make the maybe cut.
But yeah, so in our game, I mean, and everybody, I mean, you can definitely go on the YouTube and watch it. It was a fun game. We definitely had fun playing the game, and me and my editing, I think I need to figure out a way to edit faster or not put as much effort into it. I don't know. Tell me what you think on that video? Like if I spent too much time, or if it was whatever. But we realize that on her identity, so Fierce Protector, the way that Fierce Protector reads is when another allied unit is wounded by an enemy attack. After the effect is resolved, you choose a character in this unit, which of course is Ahsoka. She can heal 3 times, and then she can either do a full advance or a dash, and make an attack targeting the enemy character that caused the effect. How many dice do you have in that attack, though, Aubrey?
Apparently, it's not 5. Apparently, it's a full melee attack, Todd. Did you know that? Because I've been doing 5 die attacks the entire time.
Well, I have probably not played Ahsoka except for when the game first launched, so I just took your word for it that it was a 5 dice attack because, a lot of revenge attacks were 5 dice attacks. So yeah, I mean, you were shorting yourself at. I think you stayed pretty much in Form 5 for most of the game anyway. So you only shorted yourself 1 dice.
Right. That's actually what I was telling myself after Chris sent me that message. I was like, I've been doing that because I played Ahsoka most of the game because I've been playing with Shin and Shakti with Ahsoka, and so I've been playing her for weeks like that. And I'm like, well, I gave up 1 dice. Like, yes, could we say that 1 dice on the maybe several revenge triggers I got maybe decided something in my games? Sure, who knows? I like to hope that the entire game wasn't decided by me forgetting a single die in the pool.
Well, I mean, if that made a difference of going from like step 3 to step 4, especially on Form 5, yeah, that was 2 extra damage that you lost out on. If it was going from step 1 to from step 2 to step 3, that's like 1 or 2 damage and a shove that you lost out on. So potentially there's some impact there. I mean, depending on that. So it's like, yeah, I think I probably could have impacted some of the games for sure. I don't know. In our game, I think you only had 1 attack, maybe 2.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that usually her unless you've happened to have gone early with Ahsoka and she's already up on the midline, her first revenge trigger tends to just move her up the line, like she's just moving from deployment, and if that's the case, she's melee only, so there's no universe where you're getting. Well, okay, I guess there's a weird universe where they've dove somebody into your backline somehow early on, but that's got to be pretty rare.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I mean, our game I might have had an impact because I did wound like 4 or 5 things, I think. So it might have impacted like a couple of attacks there. But yeah, I mean, now you know if you keep on playing Ahsoka that to make sure that you're adding all the dice and not just one or two or not just five.
The worst part is spoilers. This doesn't happen very often with Ahsoka. You are right. You usually stay in Form 5 with her, but I did actually flip her over in like spoilers in my game with Scotch Tea, because I needed to just deal damage. I don't remember what the situation was, but I think it was like his support was split or something, so like I just needed to wound them on the spot. And I'm pretty sure I did at least one revenge trigger on that side, so that hurts a little more. Cuz I
A
ended up
little
stuck
more.
of course on a Jarkai for, for a I think until I shatter pointed her or something. I don't remember exactly how I flipped back, but like yeah, well, you live and learn, and then you learn the things you forgot again because you don't remember them. Isn't it great?
Fair. It is. It is. All right. So you did. Let's talk about that game. You played against Scotch T or Scott. He's like, again, he's a nice dude. He's not the most. He's not a competitive player. He's good. He's a good player, but he's not a competitive player. He's out there to have fun. He's more about the painting and everything like that. But he enjoys playing the game, and he's a great person to play Shatterpoint with for sure. But you had your game against him, and so were you playing? Were you playing Balin again, or what did you play in this game?
No, no, I'm still playing Balin, but I finally have I've thrown in the towel. I'm doing the Mando route, except I decided I have to be cheeky about this. I still want to have maximum revenge lists as possible. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, we have enough Mandos now that I could just run a Balin anchor list with all Mandos. And I don't run anchor lists very often. A 2x2 just kind of feels cleaner. You get access to more strategies. But I'm all in on this Balin kick. I like playing Mandos. I've played with all the Mandos. So I decided to test out what I would consider to be maybe the weakest of all of the lists, because the idea I'm thinking for the premier list is of course Armor Box. You got to run her with Balin, and it's Balin, Bo-Katan, H gaze, so like that part's easy. But then I was running a list that I've seen Matt Booker and others pilot, which is PLC, Sabine Wren, Rebel Commandos. So you're not
Mm.
heavy in the whole Mando synergy, but you get you get some of the generic abilities that Leia can use on anyone. So you can move Balin up the board with her ability. You get access to a revenge trigger that's agnostic. Like it's just it just works. It works well enough. And then my list. This is where I'm kind of diverging from everybody, and I know full well it probably should just be Maul instead, but I want revenge triggers, so I'm doing Ahsoka, Gar Saxon, and the Blue Mandos, the Clan Kreese Mandalorians.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, but I do admit readily that third list is kind of like the weaker of the lists I've just described. So that's what I decided to go with. I will
Mm.
say, very first thing, Gar Saxon is pretty cool with extra expertise and the extra hunker tokens, because he gives himself a hunker token when you focus. It's Mandalorians. You're gonna be focusing pretty much every turn with him, unless he's like your earliest activation or something.
Right.
And then you can then strip those hunkers right away in an attack, because you can keep the hunker at the start of your turn, so you'll have one at setup. You're gonna get a focus, so you're gonna have two. Depending on what's happening in the turn, you can even you know take cover to get another hunker token. So his damage output gets like just enough better. Like I have to say, I need to get this out, I need to get this out of the way, Todd. I'm not sure Scott could have done anything in our game, because I rolled like 1 to 3 crits every single attack. Like, I mean it. Like, every single attack had crits in it. I don't think I rolled a bad attack the entire game.
That's wild.
Yeah, and to be clear, my dice were at least fair to him because my defense was like 3 fails, 4 fails, 5 fails. Oh, you're exposed. Let me roll 4 expertise and a fail. So like my defense dice were letting him have his way with me whenever he wanted. But I don't think it mattered when like and he was rolling okay. He was rolling like 3 or 4 blocks, and then he would look over my dice trade. He'd be like, "So a block, nothing. All right, cool, 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 cool."
That's unfortunate. I mean, but that happens. That's
Yeah.
kind of like some. I mean, like I took a picture of that. But my game, there was a time where I had a revenge attack with a 5 dice revenge attack and rolled 5 crits. So yeah,
I still can't get over that one, Todd. I'm glad you put a picture up because we were again playing Trench Crusade next to you, and I'm like, you did what with a 5 dice attack? Like that's got to be the most epic 5 dice attack in the history of 5 dice attacks.
yeah, it was pretty gross. Pretty gross. But yeah, so you
Ugh.
guys, so what was Scott playing? What was his list that he was playing?
So we were having a Balin off, but he was playing the classic pairing of same exact list on the Balin side with the armor box as is. So he's playing Paz coverts and again, like it was just a bloody game. There was a lot of wounds on both sides because my defense dice weren't doing anything to stop him. But I do think that there were a couple of times where I don't know if he considered the impact of the revenge trigger or what Ahsoka could do, because I feel like I was able to get on points. But then there were other times where like he did this really cool play with Balin where he moved forward, he attacked one of the models on a point, and I was worried because I thought he was leaving another objective uncontested. This was like the start of Struggle 2 because I had a model on it. But he positioned himself perfectly so that when his attack went through and he got the free ability on the pull, he was able to pull the other model off of the objective that I thought he had just abandoned, and I was like, "Uh-oh." And so he was able to claim both of those objectives. But I mean, like yes, he affected 2 points, but then I kind of just snowballed because I got every result I wanted, Todd. Like you get shoved, and you get shoved, and you get shoved.
Yeah, that's wild. That's pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like overall it was a pretty decent matchup, pretty decent game. You guys got to uh, roll a lot of fun dice for sure. At least it sounds like.
Yeah. I just kind of felt because we only went 2 struggles because I mean it. The dice were like, this is just over. Uh, and my opinion at the end was I was like, I'm gonna have to run this list back again for like my next league game or something, or just run it blind for a minute because I can't say whether or not the list was good. It needs more. It needs more data.
Fair, fair. But yeah, I mean, like and that sometimes happens where it's like you have one of those spiky games where you just don't get you don't get a good feel for if it was actually a good list or if it was just, oh no, I just had spiky dice and it just worked out that way type of a thing. So I can see that happening because I mean it's interesting. So like I don't know. Do you have any closing thoughts on your game before I jump into mine?
No, just that I was gonna say, looking at the classic armor Balin pairing, because ironically, I've seen it a lot, but I haven't actually gotten to play against it very often. And I will say, all right, you all win. I'm gonna go put Shin back in her with her little dunce cap. It sat in a corner. Everybody was right. That list has some legs, like that Paz Vizsla again. I got lucky a couple of times against his attacks because I just rolled like 4 or 5 natural blocks. Like the 2 or 3 like good defense rolls that I had the entire game all happened to be against Paz Vizsla because man, him getting to consistently get expertise and get the 3 strikes that he has on his tree, that's terrifying. The Mandos all just feel. Basically, Balin tunes up their consistency to exactly where you want them to be now, and so if you were sad about, oh, Mandalorians were good and then they started getting shut off the table again, I would just say go try the Balin armor list. Everyone's right. It looks like fun. It looks good. I've no other notes for you.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. And I can, it's like when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, it seems like especially like Dizzard and the guys over at Rogue Support really put the work in to determine if that was probably the best list. And it's like I'm gonna take Dizzard's opinion for what it's worth, because I mean he for the most part, I mean I would say that he's never shown me that his opinions have been invalid for sure. So I think that I would just take it for what he says and run with it. But yeah, so I played a game when you were playing your Trench Crusade game. I ended up playing just a random meet up at the store game, and so I played my. I was wanting to play my Vader list again, but the individual that I was playing against was playing Vader, so I was like, well, in my case, I still have my go to Mando mom list. So I ended up playing that list. He played an interesting list where it was the Morgan box. So it was Morgan, Enoch, and the zombie troopers. And then he was playing Vader 1 with Stormtrooper Sergeant and the Dark Troopers. I don't know if the Dark Troopers were the right call there, simply because I think if you really want to take advantage of the Night Troopers ability, you want to kind of have the maximum amount of Stormtroopers out there. And
yeah,
I think that kind of hurt him just on placement of stuff, because it was, for those that don't know, the animated Beyond Death, basically when another allied stormtrooper becomes wounded, if one or more of the non-wounded allied Night Sister primary characters are within 5 of the Night Troopers, then you can remove all the injure tokens. And he had really moved his Night Troopers to the midline early, and I was able to. And of course, once you wound them, they just stand right back up. So and they become injured. So I went ahead and did that, injured them twice, and then when they have an injured token, you can't put them in reserve. And the way that he had his stuff placed, so on the way outside of Morgan was the only Night Sister primary, and she was outside of 5 because we were playing on shifting, and she was on the other side. So he was on the center, but kind of center back from the left side point. Morgan was on the right side of the center objective, so they were definitely 5 away from her, and they came up. She and both the 2 injured tokens on them, had to activate them because they had the injured tokens, couldn't put them in reserve, and they ended up leaving the board. So I think it's one of those where you either make sure that you have the maximum threshold of your of stormtroopers to get wounded, or you don't make sure that you. And also, I would say, I guess, really make sure that Morgan is within a good always within 5, no matter what you're trying to do. And I think that was kind of what the problem was more than anything, was him just moving Morgan around, because Morgan, I think, activated 3 times during the game. But to be fair, it's fun to do stuff with Morgan and Vader, man. You can because you can take all that damage to add dice with her, like the Vader dice. And then she has so many heals on her tree that it's like, okay, well, I did some damage and I'm not hurt by it at all, because she was healing Vader dice. She can full tree, especially on her Dathomir and training side. And if she full trees there, she's like, oh, I just healed 5 damage. And she can get 3 shoves on that side too. So it's she gets 3 shoves, heals 4 to 5 times. It's like, okay, well, that was pretty gross. I mean, so she can also again, if she full trees on the Wrath side, she gets 3. She's gonna heal 3 times. So and you're going pretty far down the tree with Vader dice. I mean, it's okay, she's rolling 9, 10 dice. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty fun. I mean, watching him kind of go all out and just killing like crazy with with Morgan for sure.
Yeah, that's. I will say, if I was going to play some Empire, I mean, there's still stuff. There's still stuff that I want to play in Empire, and I will eventually get around to it. And I still want to try Balin in some Empire lists, just because time. It's time. I don't have as much time as some other people, and so we'll see if I actually get to these. But I was thinking the same thing with Morgan, Morgan Vader 1. But I was thinking you either bring what is it, Death Troopers, or even maybe Short Troopers. I don't know which one would, whatever Stormtrooper, not actual Stormtroopers, because they're not, yeah, they not great. But I feel like the ones that have the impact, I'm trying to remember which one it is right now. One of them get like impact 1, so like if you're doing Vader dice, you and focus and everything, they can get pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I believe that's not the short troopers for sure. I'm almost positive it's the death troopers that have that. Yeah, the death troopers have protection and impact 1. So I mean, I think that would probably have been a better call to go with them over the and they have the supporting fire dash, so you can really move them around a lot. They have tactical advance. I think that death troopers would probably be a better call. I don't know if he just didn't have them, if he just didn't have that box for some reason. So I definitely think that would have been a better way to go than going with the dark troopers, because again, they're droids. You're not getting that synergy if you're going to try and maximize this energy. And I think death troopers are just better under Vader 1, simply because, like you were pointing out, the impact 1. I think supporting fire dash is amazing because it just allows you to really kind of manipulate placement, which I think would have come in even more handy with this, because like if he had the death troopers up where he had the dark troopers, he could have supporting fire dashed Morgan and always kept Morgan within range 5 of the death of the night troopers. So I think there's more synergy there that would make sense. So like if I was to run his list back, I think that would be, and I think that's probably about the only change he really would need to make to that list, is to add those death troopers in over those darks, because I don't know what other 3 you would use. I mean, the stormtrooper sergeant, is going to give you more of that stormtrooper synergy. So he makes sense. I mean, you could put like Daring Luke, I guess, in there if you wanted to, but just to have just for some flavor of father son type of thing. But I don't see any other 3s that really like you would jump out at me that, oh yeah, I want to put this, this 3, like another support in there, or another secondary in there other than him.
Yeah, I know Stormtrooper Sergeant isn't the best with Vader dice, because like his expertise, his expertise is kind of not great all over. but
right.
It's definitely worse. It's definitely worse in melee, and I don't know. I feel like Stormtrooper Sergeant, basically his job is just to do the one thing. You get to move a full advance, both supports, so you can get them pretty far across the board. You pair that with the night troopers, who are basically always ready to go if you're doing the strategy right. I mean, I hate to have a wimpy activation, but I feel like his job is to make the night troopers better, and if he makes the night troopers better, he's done what you need him to do, and don't worry about the rest.
Right. I mean, he isn't the greatest. I mean, he does have sharpshooter, so you kind of just can stick him in the back and do a focus attack or something like that if you really wanted to. Having Morgan in there to take the damage instead of force ability that she has means that you can use Imperial Firepower if you wanted to as well. I mean, so it's his kit's wide open with Morgan. I think he doesn't have the greatest kit in the world, but I think it's, again, you're there. Him dying and then keeping Morgan within range 5 of your night troopers just, again, allows you to sit there and just continuously keep your night troopers alive and keep all those tokens off of them. So I think that's kind of another big thing to keep in mind with those guys too, is that you're always, if you're going to be playing that box, I mean, you might as well try and maximize what the night troopers can do, because if they can be weirdly annoying if you don't do the right thing, like if you play them correctly. But I mean, and again, I think I kind of moved them out of range as well. I was able to push them back with some shoves, and keep them out of range 5 of Morgan. So there is a way to do it, but I mean, you're really probably focusing them down more than you actually need to focus them down. But it was just kind of the way that things worked on that one.
Yeah. Sorry, Todd. I promise I'm listening, but I'm immediately realizing what you actually meant by Vader and Morgan dice. If she's by herself, you're adding an extra 6 dice to the. Oh God. I was like, yeah. She's got lots of heals and Vader dice. Yeah, that makes sense. No, dear sweet baby Yoda, that's like doubling the size of the dice pool.
Yeah, yeah, because again, if there's no other characters with around her, you add 3 dice. So she's adding. Yes, he had attacks where he was rolling 13 dice because he was on the wrath side. And it was like, oh, I did this, and now I do the Vader dice. Oh, and I'm by myself, so I add 3 dice. So yeah, like he had at least 2 attacks where he had 13 dice with Morgan. So he was full treeing quite frequently.
Okay, I'm looking at my unopened Morgan box over there, and I know I just committed to Mandos, but that does actually sound like a lot of fun. And I mean, I'm looking forward. I like the Night Sisters. I like Dathomir and its lore and everything. Like I was always planning on trying Morgan. I just had to get over the fact that she's an Imperial sympathizer. Well, actually, you're not even a sympathizer. She's just an Imperial. So
She really is.
fine, whatever. I mean, the TIE Defenders are cool. She can have credit for that.
Yeah, but if you want to roll a lot of dice, you can definitely do that with Morgan and Vader 1, because that will. I mean, like I said, she was full treeing a lot, and like I said, okay, sure, she takes a bunch of damage, but when you're full treeing with her because of Vader dice and her being by herself, you sure can heal up everything. So I never wounded her, and she took Vader dice at least 3 times. So because he shatter pointed her and activated her twice, so she took Vader dice every time,
and then just healed it all off.
Yeah.
Now with her spread out that way, I'm trying to remember because again, I haven't played with her yet. Is there a restriction on her whole? Yeah, an allied unit within 3 would spend forced use an ability. So was he able to pay for abilities with her, or was he just not even worrying about that?
I think he wanted to, but he didn't. But he was so far out of it. And again, I think that circles back to being able to have the supporting fire dash that you would get from the Death Troopers. Again, would be able to, okay, I moved her up to where she's away from everyone to get her 3 dice. Now I supporting fire dash, move her back to where she's within range to be able to sit there and maximize that. So I really think that's kind of where you would want to go with her, is like definitely. There's a lot of synergies that are just going to happen with that. I think is really kind of what it comes down to, is those Death Troopers just really kind of help maximize a lot of things that she wants to do, and then having those guys maximizing all of your stormtroopers for the night troopers. It's like, again, that's like where I'm going. I'm on the, like, it's like, okay, I don't have the Morgan box. I think I need to go out and get that, because what he was playing sounds fun, and I think there's a really good way to do that. So yeah, me going and playing another Night Sister, go figure.
I'm shocked. Wait, you have the Krennic box, don't you? Because
I do.
You were working on Shore Troop. Oh wait, those Shore Troopers were Legion, right? I'm trying to remember.
No,
were they Legion?
No, they're the Shatterpoint ones. I have
okay,
the Death Troopers built and primed. I have not painted them yet. But okay, they're primed black, so okay, it's not like there's much more I have to do.
With them. Yep. Welcome to Star Wars. Brown, black, and white. If those are your favorite colors, you have a friend in us.
Yes. So yeah, they're built and primed and could easily just, go on the table very quickly. So, but yeah, no. So I would just have to get the Morgan box and can easily, because I have what the Vader list that I would want to play with her to be. So, but yeah, but in that game, that was the game, like I was saying earlier, where. So Vader, God, who did Vader? Vader went up and I had a point at the very end of I think it was in the end of the second struggle, maybe beginning of the third. I I had Bosk on a point, and Vader woke up from or was activated. He goes over to the point that Bosk was on and just murders Bosk and was able to take the point. Well, I had a mom revenge trigger, and mom was able to move and get just within range 4 of Vader. I'd do her revenge attack, and mom ended up rolling. I ended up rolling 5 crits with that. And 5 crits. I can't remember off the top of my head what side I was on with her. I'm almost positive I had to have been on. Yeah, I was on the Great Mother side. So 5 crits was basically her full tree. A full tree with him means I can sit there and do 3 shoves. So Vader was no longer on the point and wasn't able to flip the point, even though there was nobody alive on that point after I did that. So it was like, yeah, I was able to shove him, and I was just like, I think it was, yeah, I did a total of 9 damage with that attack. And 3 shoves.
Bully Todd, bully Todd. Can't even let people have fun with their Darth Vaders.
Oh, he had fun. Vader did his thing. He killed everything and everything. But yeah, that mom trigger, I mean, granted, come on. That's normally not going to happen. You're normally not going to get 5 crits and full tree on a Mother Talzin revenge trigger. But it was pretty
Oh no,
gross.
I'm watching you now. I'm watching you. You better not change that dice too fast. That would be like, really? 5 crits? Really? Again?
I mean, it was natural 5 crits. It wasn't even anything from the expertise.
I know,
so it's like
that's the worst part.
I mean, so I didn't get within what, like, I didn't get within probably 2 feet of those dice after I rolled them, because I just backed up and I'm like, oh my lord.
Right. Oh no. I saw you reacting to something, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then you were like, Aubrey, and I'm like, what happened? No, that was worth my time.
Yep. No, that one was a really feels bad, because like that was a turning point for him in the game, and it was like Mother Talzin just said nope. I mean, granted, again, I think that should not happen. That definitely should, like, there's no way that Mother Talzin should do that, especially to like another primary like Vader, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna casually put 9 damage on a perfectly healthy Vader and push him so far away that he's not gonna, he's gonna have to sit there and do some nonsense. So it was
okay.
It was
all
funny.
right. Here's my challenge to you, Todd. We need to do another battle report. Yeah. So you should.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta get this list put together. I want to see Morgan. I'm testing you. I gotta see Morgan on the table. Or here, maybe I'll. Can I get that whole box painted? It could be tabletop ready. I'll think about that, because I'm gonna put the box together today. I forgot. It's not just Death Troopers you need to paint. You have a whole box. Fine, maybe not the next battle report, but we gotta test this list out. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's a fun list for sure. I think I don't think it's the best thing to do out there, but man, if you like rolling dice, I think it'd be a fun list to play for sure, because it's just you're just being able to, okay, I'm going to focus, attack, take Vader dice with your Death Troopers. It's just like, okay, well, that's a casual 5 extra dice. I can definitely make sure I full tree with them every time too. So I think that's kind of just the fun of it. It's just, oh yeah, I can just do all sorts of fun, incredible things.
Yeah, no, and if I remember right, see, I keep going away from the page. Don't they have heals on their tree? Don't they? Because like
Death Troopers
I'm envisioning the
Death Troopers. Do
oh
not.
no,
They do
no,
not.
I must be thinking of the other. I must be thinking of the shore troopers. I don't know. There's somebody somewhere who has heal. Oh, maybe it's Stormtrooper Sergeant. But I mean, my point is you try with Stormtrooper Sergeant. He needs to be the support to the supports. Like, if you keep them kind of near each other, he can heal them up. I was like, I know somebody in there has heals somewhere. Like, you can make this work.
I think you can very easily. Yeah, and yeah, Stormtrooper Sergeant definitely has heals. If you go his top route and he full trees as well, he has up to 4 heals. He has a heal on 1, 2 heals on 3, and a heal on 4. So he definitely can do a lot of healing as well. I think there's some good stuff that can happen with this. I think, again, you really have to position properly with this list. I mean, all around, it's not a because if you don't position properly, you can definitely make it where you're not, the list kind of can fall apart. So I think that you really have to be paying attention to what you're doing. Move with conviction, move with purpose, and make sure you're placing not accidentally tactical but intentionally tactical.
So what you're saying is if I ever
It might not be
playing
for
this
us.
list, I'm probably not going. I'm probably not going to do well with it at first. Got it. Thanks, Todd. Thanks for the heads up.
I'm saying for myself as well. I am 100% accidentally tactical. Like never, not very rarely am I intentionally tactical. So I don't know if that would work out in my favor either. But I think I know everybody's heard me gush over my Mama Mando list, and if you listen to Rogue Support, they think I'm full of crap anyway, so that's fine. They I'm just
You were
kidding.
just singing
Diz.
their praises. I thought we were supposed to take Dizzard's word as the voice of Baby Yoda on Hive, like the second coming
most part.
of Obi-Wan.
No, and he's right. He's right. Like the Mom Mando list is not that great if you're going to look at it in a competitive sense. I just enjoy playing it. It's a fun double revenge list. But how many GTs have I played in? Oh yeah, none. So it's like one of those where like you're not
okay. That reminds me, Todd. We need to get you into a GT. I'm glad you reminded me of that. I gotta think about this.
So here's the funny thing. Like I was at Gamers Guild yesterday for the MCP event, and they just happened to have the GT kits for the January GT, and we're already starting to plan that. So they were coming over to me and to Matt, who runs MCP for it, and we were talking about having to, planning for that. Which, interesting enough, is because Legion, MCP, and Shatterpoint are all scheduled for the same time. They might have to talk to AMG about moving the MCP event, because we're definitely going to have to be 2 days. Legion is definitely 2 days. And if you remember, there was barely enough space last time for us to sit there and have the event on Saturday, because it was just completely packed. So I think somebody's going to have to move. And unfortunately, I don't know who it's going to be. We'll have to wait and see. But I think but somebody's definitely going to have to move that GT in January. But yeah, there is a January GT coming up that, I will probably be running again, and even though Aubrey's going to try and talk me into playing it, but he's
all right. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to the other TO in the area, and we're going to kidnap you and plant you in front of a table, and you have no choice. The floor around the table will be electrified so that you have to stay there and play your games.
So I won't ever change tables, is what you're saying? I'm always going to play on the same
No,
mat?
we'll send you opponents. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's where you live now. Bring a bucket.
Cool. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to the guys over at Between Two Sprues, because their podcast of like the brackets that they've had for their guests, because basically they've just taken different MCP or Shatterpoint community members and like they put them into a bracket, and they're like rating them on who they want to have as their first guest. And it has been hilarious, especially like the Liam stuff was hilarious, like especially for like everybody that like I know locally. Like it's like if you know some of these people personally, listening to them, or even just like as you get to know Aubrey, just from the podcast, and them breaking down Aubrey and when they were rating him was absolutely hilarious. I was dying while I was driving listening to that. I probably almost got into an accident. It was amazing.
Nope, I was doing the same thing because I was listening. I got to that part of the episode after I left Austin's place. Because like I said, we had gone over there because Gamers Guild was so full, and I got to that point, and I swear I nearly crashed on the 101. Like I must have been like bobbing and weaving a little bit in the lane. The people around me must have thought I was crazy because I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my god, I've never been clocked so hard. Also, they put me up against Phil. I literally only won because I'm fun-sized. Like,
right.
Come on. As soon as they said who my opponent was, I was like, Accuser's just gonna beat me. Come on. And then we got to to the road trip part, and I was like, wait, I'm good for one thing, and that's being crammed in a tiny space for hours.
Right. Yeah, no, when they were the part where they talked about you being forgotten, like getting sidetracked and being left behind at a gas station during the road trip. I was like,
How did they
I could
know
so
that?
see, I'm like, I can so see that happening where Aubrey's just like, I'm gonna walk off and look at this thing, and like everyone's like, he's been gone for 30 minutes. I don't know where he is. Oh, forget it. He finally he got in somebody else's car. Let's just go.
Yes, yeah, I would be the Home Alone kid, where it's like, all right, they've got Kevin. Kevin's over there. It's fine. Nope. Aubrey's looking at. Yeah, probably it's one of those gas stations where they have like the the touristy trap like weird museum thing that only
Right.
exists in this nowhere place, and
Right.
I'm staring at it.
Yes, I can see you getting pulled into that random tent that has the thing. Yes, I can see that being the thing that you have that happens to for sure. But that was fantastic. I'm interested to hear their next episodes because I know they're pairing me up against the Meat Sweat Brothers, which is Nick and Jake Rader. So I have a feeling I'm going to be losing my round to those guys because they're just solid people. So it'll be interesting to hear
Yeah.
their next stuff. But they're great.
Yeah, hang on. That's 2v1. Like, come on. Like, I would take. Well, I wouldn't take Jake in a fight ever, but I wouldn't. I could take one. I could take one person maybe. But
Yeah,
both of
maybe.
them, come on, man. You got big shoes to fill, I guess, Todd. It takes
Right.
two Raider brothers to take you down.
I think they got me though. I think they got me. But yeah, no, they definitely have some fun episodes there. I always enjoy listening to Poos and Two Legs and Sriracha, and I'm still waiting for Sriracha to move out to Arizona so he can be an honorary or an official Arizonian, because I know that he was like he fell in love with all of our community so much at Adepticon that I'm like, okay, well you're gonna have to move out here now. That's just how it is.
We're just gonna do a trade. Liam's gonna go up there, and Sriracha could come down here, right? Like it's fine. It's fine. We'll do
Yeah.
this.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was good times. Definitely check out their stuff because it's fantastic as always. I definitely enjoyed all of that and love all those guys very much. Check out that battle report we did. I want to give a big shout out to iWargames and Young from iWargames. He actually reached out to me because he was like, "Oh, I made some music," and sent me the stuff that he made, and I was able to use his music on our battle report. So I'm going to continue probably using his stuff that he sent over. So big shout out to In Young for giving me the opportunity to use that new music that he put together because he's like, I made Shatterpoint music, and he doesn't do Shatterpoint stuff. He makes the mats for if anybody's familiar with the iWargame mats. He's made a lot of the iWargame mats for Shatterpoint and for MCP. So it was pretty cool to sit there and have his music, him provide us some of that music that he did for that. So I was pretty excited.
Well, and since our episode is just us doing community shoutouts, FYI, everybody, that here's our topic. 50 minutes in is just talking about the community, because I know we're kind of grumpy. Now we're being happy about the community. It wasn't because if I remember right, Omnis said there was some audio issues or something with their latest episode. So it's last week's episode. But if you want another pretty funny episode, you gotta listen to their. I don't think it was the bonus episode. I'm pretty sure it was a regular episode. I get these things mixed up. But Sin was going off about Batty Daddy Balin in their episode over and over, and it was the funniest thing ever. So if you need some happy thoughts, there's another one for you, because I was cracking up over that, and yeah, I need to go watch What About Bob again. I haven't seen that movie, and I don't even know how long. I think I was a kid when I saw that movie.
Right. So for reference, because of Aubrey bringing that up, in the bracket challenge, they ask like 5 different questions, or they have 5 different questions posed, and one of the questions is, what is the movie that represents the person? And they picked What About Bob for Aubrey. Which again is spot on. I'd be interested. I don't know what questions they'll use for me. I'd be interested to find out what movie they think I represent, and also the Jedi one. I mean, I knew they were going to give you Cal Kestis when they're like, "Oh, like it's like Aubrey loves Cal Kestis so much they just gave that to you." Like they're like, "Oh well, we'll give him Cal Kestis." I'm like, I was thinking about that before I listened to the episode too. I'm like, are they going to give him Cal Kestis? He's more of a Jar Jar Binks, but okay.
Oh, I'll be Sith Jar Jar. Come on. "We're gonna kill you."
But no, it was pretty funny
big
stuff.
doo-doo this time.
You're like a boss leader when he meets Jar Jar.
Sure, yeah. I'm trying to do evil Jar Jar. It's hard. It's very difficult. I don't know if I was gonna give myself a Jedi. I don't know. It feels weird. I'm not gonna do that. I'll take Cal Kestis. He's my he's my favorite ginger boy, and besides half ginger, and also they talk about him being a total crazy powerful, but it's video game logic. You have to do cool stuff. I
Right.
remember Cal Kestis as the kid when Darth Vader says, "You would be wise to surrender." His response is to say, "Yeah, probably," and then runs away. And that's me.
That's the Aubrey. That's the Aubrey Cal Kestis, not the one that's like facing down Starkiller. Got it.
Yeah. I'm I'm cutscene Cal Kestis. You guys can have the video game part, Cal Kestis.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps up everything that we wanted to talk about. Did you have any closing thoughts before I wrap us up here, Aubrey?
I'm just trying to figure out what Jedi I would give you. Because of course the low hanging fruit. Oh, let's give Todd Mace Windu, the one guy. But really, like, you'd be like a nice Mace Windu. Like, if Mace Windu wasn't grumpy all the time, that's who you'd be. And I'm trying to think of what Jedi. You know what? Oh, no. I'd give you. Let's see what they think. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do their next episode because I know it's been a little haphazard. But I think you're Plo Koon. I like that, right? Because you're the one that's taking all. You're like, I care about you, all my little troopers. We're gonna go to Smite Club and have a good time. It's all gonna be great. Yeah, no, I'm giving you Plo Koon. I'm calling it now.
So I'm not a dark side. I'm not a gray Jedi or anything like that. I'm not. I don't even like. My thing was like I don't know if I would even be a Jedi as much as.
Oh, that's true. You could be something else. See, this is why I need to let them do it. I just thought Jedi.
I mean, right. I think for me, it's like if I were to be anyone, it's like wouldn't I be more of a Rex type or something like that? More of a clone trooper?
Yeah. No, I like Rex. Rex is a good. Well, same idea. Rex is the. Right. Rex is the. What is he? Is he a sergeant? No, he's a commander. Yeah. Well, anyway, he's the one. He's doing the same thing. He's keeping Anakin and Ahsoka from running off, and he's giving Obi-Wan a flask for his tea in the corner, and like that's,
right.
Yeah. Okay. I like Rex. Rex is a good one. I was just thinking Jedi. No, I forgot. We could do all of Star Wars. Yeah. There you go.
I'd be interested to hear what their take is on it for sure, though. But it's so definitely listen to their stuff. It's wildly entertaining. They do touch Shatterpoint, but it's I think their stuff is just really, really entertaining. So definitely check them out for sure. But as always, I definitely want to, before like closing out here, I want to thank all of our patrons for all of the support that you guys give us. You guys are always fantastic. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys and all of the support that you give us. If you do not want to become a patron, by all means, that is not something that you need to do to support us. But you can also just rate, review the podcast, whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, or if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think of this week's episode. Let us know if you are interested in trying out that Morgan box, that Morgan list. I think Morgan would be fun with Vader for sure, and kind of tweaking things up. But let us know what you think. But as always, thanks again for listening, and get a move on, kid.
Yeah, probably.